You're listening to Bacchanal Radio.
Try with a federation, the whole thing end in confusion. Caricom and then Carifter, but somehow a spelling disaster. Mr. West Indian politician, I mean you went to a big institution, and how come you can't unite 7 million? When a West Indian unity, I know it's very easy. If you only rap to your people and tell them like me, them is one race, from the same place, that make the same trip, on the same ship. So we must push one common intention, it's for a better life in the region, for we women and we children. That must be the ambition of the Caribbean man, the Caribbean man, the Caribbean man. You say that the federation was imported quite from England, and you're going and form a Carifter with a true West Indian flavor. But since Carifter started running, money noon and night all are hearing. It's just money speech, them prime minister giving. But I say no set of money, good for my unity. First of all, your people need their identity like one race, from the same place, that make the same trip, on the same ship. So we must push one common intention, it's for a better life in the region, for we women and we children. That must be the ambition of the Caribbean man, the Caribbean man, the Caribbean man. Caricom is wasting time, the whole Caribbean gone blind. If we don't know from where we come in, then we can't plan where we going. That's why some want to be communist, rather some want to be socialist, and one set a religion to add to the foolishness. Look, a man who don't know his history, yeah, for no unity. How could a man who don't know his roots form his own ideology like one race, from the same place, that make the same trip, on the same ship? So we must push one common intention, it's for a better life in the region, for we women and we children. That must be the ambition of the Caribbean man, the Caribbean man, the Caribbean man.
That must be the ambition of the Caribbean man. 3 minutes after midday, good afternoon or good morning, depending on where you're locked in. This is Bacchanal Radio. My name is Martin J, and today is the Vincy Relief Special. We're just getting warmed up. Very, very soon we're going to start the conversation. I hope you're all feeling well and strong on this Sunday afternoon. Nally Pierre is going to be joining me very soon, and then we're going to get things going. May God bless St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Today we stand tall, today we stand firm, stronger together.
real time. See them in Miami, they jam in New York City. African Caribbean just right. Jump up, jump like an African. Jump up, jump like a West Indian. Jump up, wine up your Caribbean. Why African Caribbean real time. See them in Miami, jam in New York City. African Caribbean just right. Jump up, jump like an African. Jump up, jump like a Vincent. Jump up, wine up your Caribbean. Why
This is Bacchanal Radio, and today it's the Vincy release special. I want to say welcome to everyone that's locked in. If you're listening via the website or via the TuneIn app, we say good afternoon to you. And if you're locked in on YouTube, we say good afternoon to you as well. Black Sand, Afro-Caribbean.
African Caribbean tonight. Jump up.
So throughout the course of this show, we're going to be talking to various people. We're going to be divulging various information that you need.
Wine Afro-Caribbean.
Raising money, collecting donations. We're going to give you all that information. Here on the Caribbean Affair, it's the Vincy Relief Show Special.
Hola, hola. Yeah. Over the years, them try to fight me down, but I keep on striving. For them alone, them would have taken life, they would have stopped me from living. Give thanks for life, this life, but this life is worth living. I see success, progress, constant blessing. Cause who got blessed, no one curse. Cause the blessings right up, hey, right up, hey. God bless, no one curse. Cause the blessings right up, hey. Put something in the air. Let me see some lighters, right up there. Drinks them high, I say, right up there. Hands up, right up there. Push them up, I say, right up there. Success, right up there. Respect, right up there. Love, right up there. Put something in the air. Over the years we've been working hard for this life. Sweat in my shirt, tears in my eyes. The father heard my cry. Oh, they trying to bring me down, but the father make me stronger. And we ain't going under. Cause the race is not for the swift, but those who endure to the end, my friend. Someone smile in front of your face. They love to pretend. I ain't got no time for them. No, they would never see me fall. No, cause who got blessed? No man curse. No, cause the blessings right up there, right up there. God bless. No man curse. No, cause the blessings right up there. Put something in the air. Let me see some lighters, right up there. Drinks them high, I say, right up there. Hands up, right up there. Push them up, I say, right up there. Success, right up there. Respect, right up there. Love, right up there. Put something in the air. Though the road get rough, tough sometimes, I know the Father always by my side. I know the road get rough, tough sometimes, He's always by my side, yeah. Cause who God bless, no man curse, no. Cause the blessings right up there, right up there. God bless, no man curse, no. Cause the blessings right up.
The name of the artist is Hans.
Sing in the air, let me see some like us, right up there. Drinks them high, I say, right up there. Hands up, right up there. Push them up.
And the name of the song is Blessings. Let me just make sure that we can hear him properly. Nanny, how are you?
Hello, Martin. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Okay, excellent. Brilliant. Right, let's get us both on the screen. Firstly, Nally, good afternoon. Thank you very much indeed for joining me here on the Caribbean Affair. I know I shocked you a little bit when I said it's going to be a video. Since the incident happened, and we're going to be talking about it in depth this afternoon, tell me what's been going on in your life in particular.
It's been crazy, Martin. It's been absolutely crazy. First of all, for someone who's born and raised in St. Vincent, I've still got all of my family members back there. I've got all my friends, school friends, literally. And, when something like this happens, the first thing you're thinking about is, how can you help? So, I've been reaching out to, my family there. I've got my mom there, my sisters there still. Happily, they are okay. They are down in the safe zone. So they're in the Camden Park side. So it's just a case of checking in with them. Literally, even this morning, I've been trying to ring her. And I've not been able to get her. I know she's probably safe, but, it's that warm feeling, of hearing their voices, knowing, what's happening there at the moment. It's been a crazy time. I've been reaching out to my networks. I've got a small team at the moment that's currently, doing what they can in the background. Even though we're out here in the diaspora, we're doing what we can to reach out to the people, who we know, what can we do, how can we help? And literally it's been crazy. A lot of sleepless nights. Because if you could imagine, you put your head down to sleep and literally I'll be waking up like 2 o'clock in the morning. Let me check my phone. What's going on? What's the latest? Tons of messages. And, I just want to extend straight away, thanks to the people who have been in touch, literally right up to this morning. Just loads of people want to know how they can help, how they can help.
To everyone that's listening on Bacchanal Radio at the moment, for some reason, I don't think that the guest voices are coming through. So if possible, please switch to the YouTube channel because I do want this to be quite a visual thing. Yeah. And what we might do is we might log off from broadcasting on Bacchanal Radio until I can work out how to sort out your voices. But you can definitely hear and see everything that you need to on our YouTube channel, Bacchanal TV. Bacchanal Radio TV is what you need to search for on YouTube, and join us there just so that you can hear everything that's being said throughout the course of the afternoon between now and 2 o'clock. What we want to do is we want to link up with people that are in St. Vincent and the Grenadines that can give us like a real account of what's going on. We're going to be talking to people that we're going to be talking. I'm just going to put you on mute for one moment, Nally. We're going to be talking to people that are helping with the mission to get donations and collections sorted. All right. So please share the live. Let everybody know we're on YouTube at the moment. This is Bacchanal Radio. It's the Caribbean Affair. My name's Martin J. Nally is going to be my co-presenter throughout the course of the afternoon. And like I said to you, we're going to be talking to various people about various different things. So please keep on sharing this link. Let everybody know that we are here. So Nally, one of the first things that we want to do, let's talk about, because there's obviously a number of things that we got to talk about, but let's talk about the actual donations that you're collecting at the moment in terms of what we're going to ship on Wednesday. Let's deal with that first, and then we'll deal with the other stuff afterwards.
Sure, Martin. Well, what we've been trying to do is we've been in touch with the guys on the ground to, try to get an understanding, because what we've done is we've got hold of a document that was posted by Nemo with, what they're requiring at the moment. And these things are like, toothbrushes, toilet paper, washing powder, mattresses, bed cuts. And as you could appreciate, Nemo themselves, they're quite busy at the moment dealing with what's going on. So we're constantly trying to keep in touch with, people who are on the ground that can possibly say to us, okay, well, this is what we're running low on. I've been to the shelter. This is what they don't have, and then, when other people message us and ask us, well, how can we help? Then we can say to them, well, maybe you can focus on this because this has not become a priority. And I'm hoping as well with some of the guest speakers that we've got coming on today, that we'll be able to get even a better understanding as to, what do they need? Because I haven't seen another updated, product lists as to what they want. People have been literally searching to gather whatever they can find. We've had instructions that obviously most of it needs to be brand new stuff, so the guys can, use it more effectively. But literally it's been crazy. Different stuff's coming true.
Hello.
Tamar?
Yes, sir.
How are you, sir?
I'm good, brother.
Good. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, this is Tamar White. And how many years ago was it, Tamar? Was it 20 years?
Well, it's more than that, man. We keep talking July 95.
July 1995.
Yeah, July 95.
Tamar was in Montserrat at the time, and for many of us, the only time that this has ever happened before was in 1979 in St. Vincent, which was it was a lot less effective than this round. But of course, Montserrat had the most devastating eruption, and you were there, sir, weren't you?
Yeah, man, I was a little whippersnapper teenager watching it all go down. I swear, watching St. Vincent the past couple of days, honestly, it was like deja vu. It's just like everything has come right back home to me.
What sort of feelings did you have? What sort of feelings could you remember from that time?
You know what? We didn't know what was happening, to be honest. It was one of them. It was kind of a mixture of excitement, a mixture of fear, uncertainty. You just didn't know, man. It was just like one day everything is normal, and then after that you're at your house, you're living somewhere else, you're not sure what the hell's going on. So it's crazy emotions.
I'm going to ask you some questions here, and I hope that they're not too probing. But when you were asked to leave your home, did you ever see your home again?
I've been back I left my home April '96. I went back there 2000 on a trip back home, and that's the only time I've seen my home up close since then. I've been back close in the village, but unfortunately, after all these years, nature's taken its course, man. It's just like a jungle up there, so I can't get back to where my house actually is at the moment. Well, probably never ever going to get back up there, but yeah, I haven't seen my house up close since 2000, and that was on a hike to the village on a holiday.
The people that are in St. Vincent at the moment on the island, you know, it's full of ash at the moment. What would be going through their minds? The ones that, and I'm talking particularly about the ones that had to evacuate, the ones that had to leave their home. The vision that I just keep having in my mind is seeing people with a little sports bag, one the same size that I would take to work. And that was their life's belongings, you know. That was as much as they could take with them, and they have no idea whether or not they're ever going to see their home again. What would be going on in the? What would they be thinking?
I can actually feel some shivers down my spine when I was watching these things, because I've been there. You know, we've seen all of this stuff happen to others. You know, parents with kids, families with elderly relatives, trying to make sure that, you know, they got some shelter somewhere, living in shelters with essentially your other village people, but you're in each other's spaces now. So it's what's going to happen tomorrow? How can I feed my kids? When are we going to get back to school? When can I go back to work? Will there be a job for me? You know, it's all these little questions. As I said, I was a teenager. These were questions I had to answer for myself. My parents had to answer these questions, so it's things that they went through. So it's, you know, it's interesting to watch this all happening.
Well, you know what? The positive that I can take from this is that you were in a similar situation. I've had a drink with you. I've partied with you. I've limed with you. And I hope that, you know, we can lime and party with our brothers in St. Vincent in days to come, in months to come, in years to come.
I think the positive of St. Vincent, as opposed to us in Montreal, we're a little dot on the map. You know, we've got basically one mountain range between what was deemed as the unsafe zone towards the, you know, so-called safe zone. St. Vincent's got many mountain ranges in between. You know, so now they got these big ash plumes. The danger is the pyroclastic flows. And as far as I can see, watching the videos, most of that danger is away from where, you know, the main activity of St. Vincent is. So hopefully they could be rebuilding quite quickly after this and get themselves back to some semblance of normality.
Man, thank you very much indeed for talking to us today. God bless you, sir.
Respect, man, anytime.
Yeah, man. And we'll catch up soon, all right?
Yeah, one love, Martin.
Take care. That's Tamar. He's a survivor from Montserrat. And just hearing him tell that story, you know, the fact that he's able to relive it, it's just mind-blowing, absolutely mind-blowing. And watching the scenes from St. Vincent and the Grenadines over the last 4 or 5 days has been quite troubling. So, Nelly, you put together Help SVG UK. That's a group on Facebook, by the way. If you're not a member of the group, please become a member of the group. It's just that it's so easier to get information to you. You know, when there's 700, 800 of us, 1,000 of us that are a member of one group, one post, and we've all got it, as opposed to us trying to have to network via WhatsApp broadcasts and so forth. So you started. How has the response been for you?
It's been phenomenal, to be honest. And as you've rightly said, times have changed now. You know, whereas, you know, someone might be sitting waiting for an email, or, you know, times have changed. Literally, since we've created the group, I think we've probably got about maybe 600 people in the group now. You know, we're talking about people all over the UK and, you know, outside of the UK as well. And information gets spread so quickly, and I think this was one of the mission. This is what we want to achieve, is to create that awareness, because you know what happens. Everybody might see something on the news, or and it just gets forgotten about, and even this is also extending to the people who visited St. Vincent, not just literally people who from St. Vincent, but I mean, I've had calls this morning from people saying that they've got Vincentian friends, they've born and lived in the UK, they've seen what's happened, and they want to help in some way. If we don't create this awareness, people are not gonna know about it. And myself, I could only probably give so much, you can only give so much, our neighbor can only give so much. But when we come together as a group, this is when we're strong. I don't think people realize how strong you are when you pull together. And literally I've had my collection points messaging me, Nali, I'm not sure if I'm gonna be able to cope now, because literally my living room, are full with stuff. And this is what we want to see. And I just want people to know, especially the ones in St. Vincent, that they're not alone. Everyone here, everyone near and far, people are reaching out. People want to donate. People want to know how they can help. The group is Help SVG UK. It's there. It's a public group, and it's for literally anybody who wants to share information, because we've all got families at some part in St. Vincent, and just one bit of information could be vital. So we can help in any way that we can.
If anyone's got any questions, if you're watching this on YouTube, you can jump on the chat and ask the questions, and we'll try and answer them for you. And if we can't answer them, the people that we're going to be talking to throughout the course of the show, we'll see if they can answer them for you. Now, one of the major things that we want to focus on today is the fact that Nally has managed to speak to a shipping company who are going to be joining us on the show in about 10 minutes, 15 minutes. This company has offered to ship everything that we donate free of charge, which is an absolute huge blessing. That shipping is going to take place, am I right, on Wednesday, Nelly?
That's correct. So everything that we collect needs to, obviously be with them by first thing on Wednesday morning. I mean, when he comes on the show, then he will obviously confirm what date those will be there. But from my experience, we're probably looking around maybe 2 weeks. Again, this will be confirmed. This is the kind of help and support that we really, really need. For people who are in the position to step up, Kestrel have definitely stepped up to the plate. It's just been breathtaking, Martin. It brings me back to a point when we had the incident with the floods in St. Vincent, and we started a campaign called Boxfest, and I remember I was out in St. Vincent at the time as well, trying to organize with geese to try and get the stuff go down. Obviously, with someone who like myself, I've constantly sending emails, chasing, and I think it took a couple of weeks before geese obviously turned around to us and said, well, we will waiver the fees and we can get that go down to St. Vincent for you. Again, go back to how times have changed now. Literally, it was one call to Kestrel. We had that meeting, and then they were ready to jump on board. I can't stop praising them enough, because this is what we need, and we need more people like this who are in the position that they are to jump on board and help. It's an appeal. It's an appeal. If you can help in any way, that's what we're looking for.
If there are people that want to help, Nally, who do they get in touch with?
Well, obviously, I can speak for myself and my team at the moment, because at least this is something that I've got control over, and this is something that I can ensure that whatever help is given can reach to its destination. So obviously we've got Help SVG UK, the group. If someone want to reach out, they can post in there, we can point them in the right direction. Obviously they can reach out to myself. I've got my numbers on all of the flyers, and I think they should be able to get in contact with me. I can provide as well in the chat if needs be. We've also started a GoFundMe page, which is obviously powered by Vincy and Smart CIC, as we are a community interest company. And whatever proceedings goes to that will be going to the guys on the ground as well. I was saying to someone else this morning, the way we do things are different, so we like to be able to show people, where their contributions are going. So whether it's either monetary contribution or it's literally products that they're donating, I'm going to ensure that literally, we've got pictures, we've got videos, we've got comms on the ground in St. Vincent ready, so people can see that they've donated. They can see that it's got there now. People are actually benefiting from whatever's been given. So I'm easy to reach out. I'll leave my number, and again, help SVG UK, probably one of the quickest way to get the information across if needs be.
All right, nice one, Nelly. Now, throughout the course of the day, I'm not planning to play a lot of music today, I'll be honest with you, but at certain points we're going to take a little recharge, play a song or two so that we can gather ourselves and come back. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, have a listen to this song from Skinny Fabulous.
Somebody take me home, somebody take me home, somebody take me home, somebody take me home. So many places in the world, so many beautiful things to see, but none of it compares to home. Paradise, SPG, so from the hills to the mountains, high, every man, every woman, every child. If you're proud to be Vincy, put your hands up high, and let me hear you say, this island is mine. Jump and say, jump and say, jump and say. This island is mine. Jump and say, jump and say, jump and say. This island is mine. Jump and say, jump and say. This island is mine. Take a drive to the countryside, drop the window and feel the vibe. There's no other place I'd rather be. Me Vincy girl by my side. I tell them all the while, we don't have no gold in our oil, but we have wonderful people rich with beautiful smiles. From the hills to the mountains, high, every man, every woman, every child. If you're proud to be Vincy, put your hands up high, and let me hear you say, this island is mine. Jump and say, jump and say, jump and say. This island is mine. Jump and say, jump and say, jump and say. This island is mine. Jump and say, jump and say, jump and say. This island is mine. Wave and say, wave and say. Vincy me come from, and I will never sell out my heritage. So if you're looking for me, don't worry, you can find me up in the hills. I'm doing it the Vincy way. I wish every day was Vincy day. So if you're proud of your country, put up on your hands and say, from the hills to the mountains, high, every man, every woman, every child. If you're proud to be Vincy, put your hands up high. Let me hear you say, this island is mine. Jump and say, jump and say, jump and say. This island is mine. Jump and say, jump and say, jump and say.
Skinny Fabulous, This Island.
Jump and say, jump and say.
Today it's a Vincy Relief special here on Bacchanal Radio. And we're also on YouTube as well. We've sorted out the issue, so people that are listening via TuneIn or via the Bacchanal website, we can now hear everybody properly. So that's a good thing. And of course, those of you that are on YouTube, you can hear and see us, which we were a little bit worried about. Nally's had a makeup session since about 7:30 this morning. But he's looking good. He's looking good. My mission today is just to bring a little smile out of him every now and then, because I'm a strong believer in mental well-being. Yeah. And I know how taxing this is on everybody. You know, the grief and the trauma. Those of you that have got family there, and you feel a certain amount of helplessness. I don't have any Vincentian family, and you know, I've sat there frustrated saying, how can I do something? Today is our day, you know, to formalize what we're going to do, how we're going to do it. We're going to get that stuff to Kestrel shipping by Tuesday night. That is going to go off to St. Vincent. Now, yeah, it's going to take a couple of weeks to get there, which is what I'm going to bring to now. There's also an opportunity for us to get money over to St. Vincent for them to do stuff tomorrow. You know, and of course, Nally, we're collecting money, aren't we?
That's correct, yeah. So, like I mentioned before, we've got a GoFundMe page that I'll also post for you guys as well, but it's literally GoFundMe. And if you search for Help SVG UK, it should come up. And I think, Martin, on your background that you had, the link was there as well. So, guys, if you keep your eyes peeled, you'll be able to see it one way or the other.
Yeah, the GoFundMe link, by the way, is going down the bottom of the screen, and we'll keep posting that information throughout. The artists in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, in particular, I would like to salute them, all of them. You know, because if you're looking on Facebook and you're seeing Madzart, you're seeing Luther, you're seeing Skinny, you know, running up and down the island, driving up and down the island, doing as much as they can as a collective force. As a collective force, that's the important thing. Showing unity amongst the soca artists is it's such a good look. Would you say, Nally?
I agree. And, you know, and it's quite heartwarming because, you know, these guys are quite passionate about their music. And then obviously, you know, from our background and, you know, like Soca Monarch, etc., you know, they all come together and they compete against each other, right? And you know, they're definitely, you know, leading the way, showing that this is not a competition. You know, let's come together, let's collaborate, join hands, you know, and do what we can, you know, to help the people who are in need, and this should be rolling out from them straight across, you know, to the UK, to anywhere in the world. You know, let's join together. You know, we're only stronger together. I keep saying it, and I'll say it again. Absolutely,
I agree with you 100%. Now, let's talk about the items that we can donate. We want brand new items to ship over to St. Vincent and the Grenadines. What kind of things are we looking for now?
Right. So, and I know, I mean, people have been asking, you know, if there aren't brand new items. This is the instructions that we've been given. Obviously, you know, this is not just something that we've just come up with. You know, this is what we've been told, you know, due to issues in the past, and we want to make sure that, you know, there's no issues when it comes to, you know, to shipping the items, or even when it gets to the other end. You know, people can see that, you know, it's good enough. You know, we can get it straight into the people who need it. Again, you know, what I've been seeing myself, you know, and everybody's been seeing, you know, different things. But what I've been seeing is, you know, there's a shortage of like mattress, blankets, sheets. You know, the ash seems to be creating an issue at the moment. So, you know, anything that, you know, we can get to help in that perspective, I think people can literally get block beds, you know, cheap enough, that we can probably send as well. You know, I've been seeing videos as well of, you know, people. So the food seem to be so much of an issue at the moment, but we're still focusing on sending, you know, like, you know, non-perishable goods, you know, canned stuff down, because we never know how long this is gonna go on for. You know, so we will be sending those stuff anyway. But, you know, anything, as you said it yourself, when you look at the videos, some people have only got a rucksack. You know, how long is that going to last? If you think of yourself, Martin, when you pack to go on a holiday, there's always something that you're going to, you know, forget. You know, what about these people?
When my wife packs, there's always something that she's going to forget. I could pack a small bag easy, you know, but I hear you. I totally. Yeah. It was just mind-blowing on, I think it was Friday, just watching people, well, Thursday evening, Friday morning, watching people with a little clutch bag.
Yes.
And say, that's it. This could be it. I may have to rebuild from this. And that was a really daunting thought for me, you know, and daunting in the sense that it was quite draining for me to actually process that, you know.
Exactly. And obviously they are in a position now, whereas whatever they've got, that's all they've got. It's not a case where they can, you know, go back home and get something else. And, you know, fingers crossed that they have got something to go back to, because at the moment I'm seeing like the ash is causing so much issues. You know, some places, some people's houses might, you know, might not be as functional. Whatever they got in their house might not be as functional. You know, so that's something I've got my eyes on as well. So after this shipment on Wednesday, we'll be assessing the situation, and if there's a need to, you know, help people who've now lost their homes or whatever, however we can help. And I always say, whatever little goes a long way.
Yep, absolutely, absolutely. In terms of one of the things that I would like you to do, if you can, is find out whether or not they have enough supply of masks. And, you know, would it be beneficial to St. Vincent and the Grenadines if we were to bulk buy some masks and send them over? That's one thing that we need to find out. Obviously, if they've got access to them from a nearer source, then it's not something that we have to focus on. That's one of the reasons that why we wanted to have this program today, to make sure that people can fully understand what is needed, when it's needed, and how it's needed. Now, with the GoFundMe collection that you're doing at the moment, what are the plans for that money?
Right. So at the moment, we've got a contact on the ground who are liaising with someone that's working with NEMA, and the plan is to literally. What I want to do, I want to keep the money there for the minute until we've got an official source that we can send this money into. And again, it's not about just sending the money into them, but they need to provide us back with proof as to what they've been doing with the money. I'm all up for trust and everything, but I think myself and the people need to be able to see, you know, where the donations have gone. And that could just simply be down to the fact that they feel a sense of. Can you hear me? Yep.
Yeah,
so that could just be, you know, they just feel a sense of relief that they've helped in some way.
I just had a suggestion here. I think this is from Alison, which is not a bad suggestion. We can ask people to start sewing cloth masks, which is a great idea. Great idea. This is Back in Our Radio. It's 12:43. Very, very soon, we're going to be talking to Andy from Kestrel Shipping. We're just waiting for him to join. Just after 1 o'clock, we're going to be talking to a couple of the artists that are out there in St. Vincent and the Grenadines who've been going up and down. I mean, I saw a picture of Skinny Fabulous, which rocked me.
Yeah.
You know, where he needed an oxygen mask because of the fact that he'd been out in the ash for too long, you know, visiting shelters and that kind of thing. Hopefully when Madzart joins us, he'll be able to give us a good account of how the people in the shelters are doing. You know, are they struggling, or are they semi-comfortable? I don't think anybody's going to be comfortable, but we'll find out those kind of things, so we'll be able to act upon it. And like we said, we're going to keep on repeating in terms of the in terms of the donations for what we're going to ship. Find your local drop-off point. If you don't know it, call Nally or call me. And we'll be able to point you in the right direction, because I think that's what we want to do most of all, is make sure that we can consolidate what we're collecting and then how we're getting it to Andy.
Exactly. And like I said before, you know, this is something that, you know, we've taken up, and, you know, we've managed to get 7 collection points, and, you know, we've had 2 more. We've got people from Luton now volunteering to, you know, store items. And, you know, that's how, even if we don't know how we're going to get it from there, as long as we've got someone storing items and, you know, we can make the necessary arrangements to get vans and stuff to go and get them, then that's a start. You know, I've had messages from people in Manchester. I've had messages from people in Bedford, you know, and like I said, if there's not a collection point on the list that you can drop stuff to, if you can keep it, until we can get it to someone, then that's even better.
Okay, we've just been joined by Rachel. Now, Rachel, you're in St. Vincent at the moment, is that correct?
Yeah, I don't know if you can hear me, but the rain is coming really
Hi,
heavy.
Rachel.
So, hi, morning.
Yep.
Morning.
We can hear you. We can hear you. Thank you very much indeed for joining us.
No problem.
Tell us how it is at the moment. I know you're saying it's raining quite hard at the moment. Tell us about your experience so far.
Hold on. Let me just take this down so you guys can lip read as well. Martin, Nolly,
Rachel, one minute. Let me tell you something, yeah? I'd put your mask back on. I do not want you to endanger yourself. We can hear you.
Okay, cool. So yesterday was quite okay. Like, we had a lot of ash, but it was manageable, you know, down here. I'm in the green zone, so I'm in Harmony Hall in St. Vincent. So that's literally the green zone of the green zone. You know, we're far away from everything. And yesterday it was half okay. We managed to get some stuff to some shelters and do some work, and we had electricity, we had a bit of water, and then we went to sleep. And then this morning I feel like I'm in a movie. Like I've cried this morning because I don't know what else to do. It's horrible. It's horrible. All the ashes now turned to sludge. Trying to move around is crazy. The animals are running around, you know, covered just black. And then there's people, you know, with nothing. So, yeah, that's the situation right now.
Thank you for sharing that with us. From your perspective, what could we donate from here in the UK that would be very useful to people?
I mean, we've been getting stuff like sanitary products, masks, soap, stuff for babies, you know. I was working with a lady yesterday. She was in the yellow zone. She gave birth 8 days ago, and they told her she didn't have to move, you know. And then all of a sudden she had to move. She's still bleeding from giving birth, and she had nothing, Martin, nothing. It broke my heart, you know. So we took her pads and some stuff for the baby, and we're going to collect some baby clothes from someone local today who's got stuff for the baby. You know, the baby has literally had nothing. She had nothing, and she's in a school up at Belmont, and this is what we're dealing with, you know. It's very, very real. People are like, oh my gosh, it's so bad. But until you're actually here and you're in it, like we are, you can't actually imagine what people are going through. At all.
Rachel, thank you very much indeed for joining us. And just your contribution here is very, very helpful for people to have an understanding of what we need to do here in the UK. May God bless you. Stay safe as safe as you can. And, you know, just keep your spirits up as much as possible.
Yeah, we will. Thank you very much.
All right.
Thank you.
That's Rachel. She's live in St. Vincent.
Wow. And this is what I'm saying, Martin, you know, and this is not the first time I'm hearing it. I know for a fact that, you know, there's certain people, there's certain places that haven't got anything, you know, and this is where we're looking to, you know, direct our attention to. Hello, Andy.
Hey, good afternoon, guys. Good afternoon, Martin.
Hello,
thanks for having me on the show.
Thank you for joining us, mate. Thank you very much indeed for joining us. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Andy from Kestrel Shipping, who has obviously made such a massive donation, which kind of is the vehicle where we're able to get all the stuff that we can to St. Vincent and the Grenadines. So, Andy, tell me, what do you need us to do?
Okay, so, you know, I've been through this many times. I did Irma. I've been right back through to Hurricane Andrew, and Kestrel Tropical Shipping's global partner. So we operate their systems from in Europe and in Asia. What we need are essential items, new, emergency aid things. Whilst it may be well-meaning to send down things that you think came out of your shed, trust me, this becomes a disaster because customs inspect it and then everybody wants to look at it. We need new items, emergency things that people can use right now. So tinned foods, baby milk, sanitary towels, nappies, anything that we can use immediately now. Cots, beds, but all new stuff because history unfortunately has taught me that I end up with containerfuls of well-meaning goods that don't get used. So we really need to be able to get this mobilized quickly. Contact our office either in London, the number's on the website, or you can take this number down and contact us. This is my daughter's mobile number. She's going to be helping coordinate everything. Her number is 07889 362 444. Her name's Rebecca. Most of you know her. And we're loading a container on Wednesday morning. I'm still at the moment waiting to get confirmation that actually the vessel will call in St. Vincent. So that is obviously something of great concern. So the plan B, because in all these situations you have to have a plan A and a plan B. The plan B is if the vessel doesn't call in St. Vincent, we'll discharge the container in Barbados and then running across from Barbados to St. Vincent on one of the small coasters, probably with Beckway Express or with Admiral Bay. But right now we're all scheduled to go next Sunday. We're loading on Wednesday at our warehouse in Grays. If it's emergency aid cargo and it's going to a registered charity or to one of the shelters, not to your own family, but going to one of those people, we will ship it for free. If it's goods going to your own family, we will provide you a 40% discount, okay, for the next 2 weeks to get this emergency aid cargo out there. And I ask everybody, be sensible, okay? A fridge and a washing machine is not emergency aid cargo, okay? We're looking for tinned goods, anything that people can use right now. And as I said yesterday to Lisa and Martin, anything that's going down to one of the to Nemo or to one of the shelters directly, then we will ship it free of charge. It's important now that we give back to the community that I've worked in for the last 30 years. And, I've made my living in the Caribbean. So it's only right and proper that now we stand shoulder to shoulder with the people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, as we have done in every disaster in the Caribbean since 1994.
Nice one, Andy. Could I just clarify, that when Andy said he was talking to Lisa and Martin, he meant Lisa and Nelly.
Sorry.
Despite after all of this, I don't want any confusion. No. I just want now. Andy, thank you very much. That information.
Listen, look, right? Just to prove, right? Look, I'm actually out in the company van collecting, all right? So give me a break. I've been on the road since 5 a.m., okay?
No worries. Andy, what I want you to do for me very slowly is repeat that phone number again, please.
07889
Yep.
362 444.
Brilliant. Right, okay. So that's
people can also contact me. Most of you have got my WhatsApp number. Lisa and Nanny have got it. Please, but please be sensible. We've got limited space. We don't just magic up space just because there's become a terrible situation in one of the islands. But we will accommodate everything we can. Okay, so please think about it. Let's get things that people need right now down island. I can get it there in 10 days. That's important. And we've got a ship leaving from Miami on Wednesday, which takes 6 days, and we're already preparing the container at our Miami warehouse on Monday and Tuesday. So if you have friends in the US, in the Florida area, that can send cargo to our warehouse, please let us know. We'll be happy to take it, and we'll work with you as fast as we can. And Marlon, Gibson, and Lester, and the rest of our team down at the Kestrel office in St. Vincent are available anytime. Any problems, please get in touch. We'd love to help.
Andy, God bless you, mate. Thank you very much indeed. It's been an absolute.
Thank you, Andy.
Listen, I'm not a very religious person, but I met a learned Jewish person once, and he said to me, "He who saves one man saves the world." And I think that's a powerful saying. We can't save everybody, but if every one person in this country did one thing for one other person in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, we'd be in a great place. So I'm looking forward to having a full ship. Okay, fill my ship.
Nice.
Brilliant.
Have a good day.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
God bless you. This is Bacchanal Radio. It's 5 minutes to 1. That's the information you've been given. you know, and it's vital information. It's important information that you can take in. Let's get those goods in. Like we said, around the country, up and down the country, find your nearest drop-off point. And people that can help, people with vans that are willing to say, look, I'll take a load. You know, you might be able to offload someone's front room, which means that they'll be able to take in more stuff. We've just got to rally together and work together to make this happen in a very structured way. Yeah. So don't forget, GoFundMe, donate some money. Go out, buy a few goods. You know, don't cripple yourself doing it. But I think that together, if we all do a little bit, it will become a lot, and it will become very, 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 very useful. All right. Nally, you all right?
I'm good. I'm just still taken back by it all, to be honest, because like Rachel said before, you know, you might be in the green zone, but you're still heavily affected. You know, and like I said, for some of us who've got our mums and stuff there, it's getting to that point now. Literally, you know, you just want to jump on a plane and, you know, and get there yourself. You know, you want to be a part of it. And, you know, we need more people like Andy. It doesn't matter how small. You don't have to be that big or have that big resources, but it might be someone that you know. And that's what I'm doing. Every single person that we know and we've got connection to, we're reaching out to. And that's been working so far. So if you know someone, even if it's someone with a van, it's going to come in handy, and we're going to need it. Because like Andy said, let's follow the ship. Let's get those stuff to the people in St. Vincent, because right now they need it. Even if they're in the green zone, they need it, because eventually they will run out.
They will do. It's 12:57 right now. There's one song I knew that I had to play today, and I may play it a couple of times. I'm warning you. Before I play it, Chantel said men's stuff. I think a lot of men's stuff is being overlooked. Men's clothing. There's a certain shop reopening tomorrow, which prior to all this happening, I was quite excited about. Pop into Primark tomorrow. Get some men's stuff, get some T-shirts, get some jeans, you know, make sure that they stay wrapped and send them, you know. Let's do as much as we can to help everybody in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. And I think there's no better song to play at this moment. Myself and Nally going to be back after this song. We'll talk some more and we'll get some more people on the line as well.
St. Vincent, my homeland, you gave me no mansion, no gold, no diamond, yet I love you a million for the things that you have to offer. It's more than my heart's desire. Lovely beach, tropical breeze, always there within my reach. I love you, St. Vincent, me sweet little island, St. Vincent. I love you, St. Vincent, home of the blessed St. Vincent. St. Vincent, St. Vincent, I love you. Can look at the sunrise, can look at the sunset. Sweet Mother Nature, such beauty, such splendor. Can live my life without fear. Freedom to go anywhere. You got love and you got peace. From La Sofre to the Grenadines, I love you, St. Vincent, me sweet little island, St. Vincent. I love you, St. Vincent, home of the blessed St. Vincent. St. Vincent, St. Saint Vincent, I love you. Calypso and reggae to make me jaggy. Bamboo melody and in harmony. Night morning, Christmas and carnival. You got so much bacchanal. Wailing time, it's any time and any time. It's wailing time. I love you, Saint Vincent, me sweet little island, Saint Vincent. I love you, Saint Vincent, me Hyrule, Saint Vincent, Saint Vincent, Saint Vincent. I love you, mango guava jelly, early morning fish tea, coconut water, verine and sabuka, pilau, crayfish and kalaloo, sauce, dumpling and maniku, roast breadfruit, blackfish ribs, and much, much more deliciousness. I love you, Saint Vincent, me sweet little island, Saint Vincent. I love you, Saint Vincent, home of the blessed Saint Vincent. Saint Vincent, Saint Vincent, I love you.
He's Alston, ABC of Soca, Alston Beckett Cyrus, and that is St. Vincent, I Love You. What a powerful, powerful song. It's back in our radio. Myself and Nally are here. Thank you very much indeed to everybody that's on the live, that's listening on Back in Our Radio, that's helping us do this together. Jojo says, what about items for the disabled? Incontinence pads, crutches, wheelchairs, etc. Nally?
Yeah, so Martin, majority of those are on the list. And then again, if they're not, if you've got some stuff that you think will be obviously suitable, then by all means, donate.
Nice one, nice one. All right, we're waiting for a couple of the artists to join us today to tell us about what's been going on the ground. They've been visiting the shelters, they've been driving up and down. Their efforts have been absolutely magnificent. From the people that you've had conversations with, Nally, what has the conversations been like?
Just people just scared, to be honest. People are worried. The people on the ground, it's like, I've seen one of my friends, they've posted, saying no one's safe at the moment. And I think the last time the volcano erupted, majority of us probably weren't even born then. And if you were born, you probably don't even remember. And I think I've seen a post as well with, the scientists saying that, the previous one wasn't as bad. And I don't even think we, possibly near the end as yet, because we don't know. We just don't know what Mother Nature is going to do. So a lot of people, they're just worried at the moment. They're just, fearful of what could possibly be. And that's the feedback I've been getting from, the guys down there. Again, hats off to the guys who've been posting. And we, again, in the diaspora, want to encourage them to keep posting what they're doing. Because then we out here, we can see what's happening, and we can get live updates, and we can see where we can help and assist. If we can't see then and we don't know, then we can address.
Absolutely. Julia says, please confirm if any aid is arriving or scheduled from the UK. I'm not sure. Julia, when you say confirm if any aid is arriving or scheduled from the UK, do you mean from a government perspective? Because obviously what we're doing is going to be arriving from the UK. What the High Commission is doing is going to be arriving from the UK. With regards to the British government, I don't even know if they've even acknowledged that this disaster is happening, to be honest with you. So clarify.
Yeah,
clarify what your question is, please, and we'll try and answer it for you. Go ahead, Nally.
Martin, just to let you know, we've got Carlos James, which is one of the ministers that's waiting. He wants you to give him a call so he can, just address the people as well.
Cool. Have I got his number?
Yep. Lisa sent it across to you in the group.
Yes, she did. Right. Okay. Thank you. Right. So whilst I'm doing this, oh, that's not going to work. Hang on 1 second, guys. Nally, you're going to have to talk. You see, now this is where I'm going to give you a little bit of radio training. This is where you're going to have to fill the gap for about 60 seconds.
That's absolutely fine. So, I just want to go over, just some of the stuff that we think will be useful. Again, this was taken from, a previous list that was sent out. Again, we haven't seen an updated list. So we are highly dependent on the people who are on the ground. And I'm hoping by having some of these people coming on the call today, they can shed some light for us as to, what they're now running low on and what we can do to help. So at the moment, we've got nappies, we've got tins, cantins, rice, pasta. Water seems to be a big one because the water seems to be, obviously, if the water gets contaminated, that's not going to be any good. So I believe CWS, they are cutting off the water and putting it back on as of when.
Sorry, mate.
Hello.
Good morning, Minister Carlos.
Hi, good day, good morning.
Good morning. This is
good afternoon to you in the UK.
It is good afternoon. Thank you very much for joining us. Nally.
Good afternoon, Carlos.
All right, greetings, my brother.
Greetings.
Okay, now, Minister Carlos, you've joined us today to kind of just address us and give us a little bit of from your perspective, what's going on and how we can help.
Right. So we're at a point where mostly everyone from the danger zones, the red and orange zones of the volcano, they have been evacuated. They are now placed in shelters. We estimate roughly about 3,000 persons would be in shelters across St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Some persons are staying at private accommodation, but also they are going to need the support as supplies are limited on island. And we have had over the last 2 days water shortage and electricity has been going intermittently because of concerns and so on with the volcano. The water shortage, though we have a reliable water supply, it is because of the ash plumes that are landing the ash on our water reservoirs. So, of course, safety is paramount, and we have to shut water lines to ensure that persons do not drink the water. Occasionally, we try to get the lines back out so that persons can shower and do other things and so on. So I think immediately when we assess these people here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, we're going to mainly need to have water supply, tons and tons of drinking water. We should be able to try to get up.
From my assessment at some of the shelters, we've had some delays in getting cots and mattresses into St. Vincent because of the airspace is currently closed due to the ash that is circulating in the air. So we have to try to get as much cots and beddings and sheets and drinking water immediately to the island. A lot of children also in the shelters, young women with obviously sanitary products for babies, for the women and for the elderly and the vulnerable will be needed. So these are some of the immediate things, and non-perishable items, bathroom supplies, and so on, to get to the shelter. Though we have stock on island, no country could ever be prepared for something as devastating as this. And this is essentially, an international plea for assistance from everyone in the diaspora, including in the UK where you guys are. In terms of getting items to St. Vincent, I would suggest there's some coordination with our High Commission in London. High Commissioner Senior Lewis has been excellent over the years in putting together resources for a small country. Can be contacted directly at the High Commission office to facilitate the movement of any items which will be donated to get to St. Vincent and the Grenadines.
All right. Thank you very much indeed for that address. That's very, very helpful. Very, very informative, sir. And may God bless you and everybody in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. We shall continue to work hard to make sure that we do as much as we can, as quickly as we can. One of the questions that I wanted to ask logistically, a lot of people, I think, in the UK are going to talk about shipping over water. My concern is the weight that would cause to the freight. Are there places nearer to home where you can get drinking water from, even if we had to send money to those places? Are there places closer to St. Vincent that could give you a good supply of drinking water?
Right. So we can possibly look at sourcing drinking water from the neighboring islands, Grenada, St. Lucia, and Barbados, which are closest to St. Vincent. We're just smack in the middle of those three islands. Usually what would happen is the reverse, because we actually produce water in St. Vincent, bottled water. We usually would be the ones to export the water to most of the other islands for the north because of it. They are more limestone-based countries and drinking water there. We have natural springs in St. Vincent. So to get water more or less coming from the other islands for the north of St. Vincent might also be a challenge. Because usually it would be the reverse where we'll be the one exporting water to them. So yes, we can source the water from most of the islands closest to us in St. Vincent. But usually shipments would arrive here from the UK even within maybe 2 weeks by boat. Once we're able to get this stuff organized on vessels. I will tell you, even though we're going to be able to get water from the neighboring islands, we envisage that persons are likely to be in shelters for weeks and possibly even months, and that is something that we have to bear in mind where that's concerned as well.
Okay, thank you very much. That gives us a good idea. So I think that, us getting a pallet of water at least to St. Vincent and Grenadines is definitely something that we should do because it makes sense. As the minister has said, we've got to look at, what we can do for the next week, this week coming. What can we do to help St. Vincent from Monday to Friday? What can we do to help St. Vincent in the next fortnight? What can we do to help St. Vincent in the next month? And what can we do to help St. Vincent in the next 6 months to a year? There's got to be different stages of this, but that answer gives us a good idea of what we should be doing as we're about to load this boat that's going to leave on Sunday. They're going to start loading it on Wednesday. So it gives us a good idea of what we need to do. Minister Carlos, thank you very much indeed for joining us.
All right. And let me thank you for your solidarity and support, and for those persons in the UK who are listening, tuning in, and they're also pledging their support and contribution.
Thank you very much indeed, and God bless you. Take care.
Thank you.
All the best.
Back on our radio on this Sunday afternoon. It's 15 minutes after 1. We've got 45 minutes left of this broadcast. If there's anything that you would like to ask, then please ask it. Bev says, who or where is the contact in Leeds? Bev, if you get in contact with Help SVG UK, yeah, then we'll be able to answer that for you. Go on Facebook, go to Help SVG UK, post your question. We'll be able to answer that for you. We got a team of people that are working whilst we're doing this broadcast that will be able to help you. Okay. So yeah, that's quite interesting to know, you know. Once again, I think, Nally, it would be a good idea to go back to Andy and say how much water in his experience could we put onto the ship that's going to go out.
Exactly. Yeah. So that's something I'm going to be asking, obviously, once I'm off this call, and you know, for persons who are wondering where they can get that from, I know for sure places like Booker, you know, you can get water for as low as, you know, 2p, 5p, you know, so if persons want to get down and get a few cases of water, if we can get at least a pallet, 2 pallets of water, you know, even if it's 1 day supply of water for the people in the shelter, then again, it's better than nothing.
Absolutely.
So every letter is going to help.
Cool. Like I said, we're waiting for a couple of artists to join us. We've sent out the messages. So again, we're going to take another musical break, and this one is dedicated to the whole Caribbean community that has come together. I very much like what I've seen on Facebook. It's been uplifting for me to see people from different islands do their thing, you know. I know that I don't have any relatives in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, but this is my job. When I started on Choice FM 30 years ago, days like this is what I had to prepare for, you know. When Ivan whacked Grenada, that's, you know, the Sunday after, we had the High Commissioner in, we literally didn't play. We played about 4 songs, you know, in a 3-hour show, and we were literally just talking about how we could help rebuild Grenada. And because there's no more Choice FM, we've got Bacchanal Radio. We're here, you know, we're here. Myself and Vinny and the rest of the Bacchanal Radio team are here, and we will do as much as we can to help the situation and broadcasts like this. If we have to do one of these every week, I'm happy to do it, just so that we can get the information out about what we need to do and how is it going down there. All right. So Nally and sorry, go on, Nally.
No, I'm just going to say, and as well in advance for myself and everyone who's listening, you know, thank you to you, because obviously this is what we want. We want more people like yourself, you know, creating that platform so, you know, we can create that awareness. This is what it's about.
I've got the control. I can mute him. Yeah, I got We are a family.
Because when we roll, we don't roll alone. So anywhere that we go, you feel I'm moving everywhere with me, family. We mash up and turn up dance we like a hammer. Just everybody jump it up together, jump it up together, mash it up together, mash it up together, wave it up together, wave it up together, jump it up together. We don't see skin, we don't see color, we see strength, we see power, we don't see race, one or the other. Once he is breathing on this earth, he is my brother. Well, even if we fall out, brethren, we go all out. We will never, what's the family, them fathers sprawl out. From everywhere we crawl out, we ready to brawl out. Fire burn, our friend is family, we ball out. We jump in with we family. With we family. When we come to we mash up and turn up dance, we like a hammer. Just everybody jump it up together, jump it up together, mash it up together, mash it up together, wave it up together, wave it up together, jump it up together. Whoa, whoa, it's plenty away, my crown on is empty away. The band that we have is unbreakable for the long term, it's not temporary. Hands up, if you love family, show me your hand, face one away. Come follow me, cause technically all the way, I swear. Well, let me tell you one time, family is family and that different from bloodline. Some say them is blood, but them don't want to see the sunshine. Family don't ever afraid to have your back at all time. Tell them and the friends, we frontin' with we family. With me from when we come to we mash up and turn up dance we like a hammer. Cause everybody chop it up together, chop it up together, mash it up together, mash it up together, wave it up together, wave it up together, chop it up together. We don't see skin, double M. We see power, Karen. We don't see race, yeah, skinny fabulous. We see brother. I'm moving up here with me, family. With me, family. When we come to we mash up and turn up dance we like a hammer. Cause everybody chop it up together, chop it up together, mash it up together, mash it up together, wave it up together, wave it up together, chop it up together. Skinny fabulous, you know what I'm saying? March out, yelling. Family, where you there?
Back in our radio, it's about 1:21. I just had a message from Madza. He's listening to an update with a scientist at the moment, and as soon as he's finished that, we are going to link with him to find out what's been going on the ground in St. Vincent. Nez says St. Vincent will get through. Thank you to all the organising teams who've made it easier for us to donate relief. Just did a drop off to Manifa in Plasto, and it was seamless. Keep up the great work. Thank you very much indeed, Nez. Someone says not seeing anything in the news in the UK. Let's not go there. I've said this time after time, year after year. We must always be ready to do it for ourselves. Yeah. Not just with the media, everything. As Caribbean people, we must always be ready to do it for ourselves. You know, and this is where it's very, very important for us to stay united in what we're doing. We might not agree with every single thing that each of us do, but we must stay united, especially at times like this. And I want to thank everybody that's been sending in messages and just keeping the vibe going, you know. It's very much appreciated by us both. It's 22 minutes after 1 at 2 o'clock. We're going to be coming off this broadcast. Nally will go back to answering 600 calls a day. You know, it's been a testing time. I want to, at this point, just explain why I wanted to work with Nally so much. And Nally will verify this. I met him at least, it's got to be about 10, 12 years ago, because it was a Sunday afternoon at Leicester Square, the Capitol building where Choice FM was based. And it was a couple of hours before I was due to go on live for the Caribbean Affair. Him, his wife, and his daughters, if I'm right, his whole family came to the studio for us to have a conversation about Vincy Alliance. And, he's just a straight up stand-up guy. And so I have in complete trust in him. And that's the reason why I messaged him and I said, Nally, get it together. Whatever you do, I'm going to be right behind you, pushing you. Yeah. And that's the reason why we ended up here today. And I'm so glad. And, you know, our wives are in the background silently being rocks to us, and we appreciate that. But this is what needs to be done. I don't think you can rely on any other media organization other than what we've got ourselves. You know, we must do that. That's very, very important. Blessings to SVG from your brother island in the North Antilles, Puerto Rico. Just shared this stream in the PR pages. Hayden Santiago, thank you very much indeed. God bless for that, man. We really, really appreciate it. So keep on donating. Keep on encouraging people to donate. And let's really strategically think about what we're going to buy in the next couple of days and send over to St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Nally, you got anything to add to that?
I was just going to say, I just want to stress a bit more on what you said earlier. You know, I know someone, and I've seen it on Facebook as well, with someone asking, you know, like what the government is doing in terms of, like, you know, the British government, etc. And just rightly, like you said, we're not here to sit back and wait on anyone else to dictate our future. We're gonna step up. I've said it before. It doesn't matter who you are or what job you do. When we get together, we are strong. So my bottle of water and your bottle of water come together is gonna quench the thirst of two people in St. Vincent, and that's what we want. The more of us that's gonna come together, it's gonna be crazy. So. We're gonna stop worrying about them. We're gonna help ourselves. I'm one to always do everything by the book. I'm one to follow protocols, and of course, using, like you said before, Vincy Alliance. It's moved from Vincy Alliance Mass to Vincy Alliance CIC, which is a community interest company, and which is what we use to engage, the community to plan events. I've been using that platform, using that database, and we've been reaching out to people, and that's what I'm going to keep doing. And if I reach out to the government or whoever and I'm not getting the response, then that's fine. At least I've tried. But what I can tell you is that we're not going to be waiting for anybody or anyone's approval. We're going to be pushing on because we've got family and friends to help. And anyone who want to jump on board and support us, by all means, please do that. I'm telling you, come Wednesday, we're going to have a big shipment going down to St. Vincent. And that's the mission right now. No one else.
Correct. And once we've got that shipment off, then we can work on the next phase, and it's going to be, you got to be in it for the long haul. That's one thing that you have to be in it for the long haul to help the people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. It's not the first disaster in the Caribbean that we've had to respond to. Dominica got hit twice hard, and that's the place where my family was born. And obviously I was involved in fundraisers and so on and so forth. Like I said, when Ivan hit Grenada, we responded in a very sharp and resourceful way. And we have to do that today. Someone says, everyone email their MP now today. Ask them why the UK government has been so silent and what they're doing to help SVG. If everyone does this, we will see action. Can only try. You can only try, having faith, praying, and just being resilient and resourceful amongst ourselves is going to go a very, very long way. A very, very long way. So, make sure that you keep on donating. And someone said, what is the name of the water supply, the bottled water supply? Well, I mean, there's not a designated bottled water supplier. I was just asking the question in terms of, should it be coming from a nearer source? Just purely because of the weight. I remember loading up my van one Carnival Saturday with water and it burnt out the clutch. And ever since that day, I've always said, you got to be careful with the weight of water. As much as you want to put as much as you can on a vessel, you just got to think about the weight. So we will have that conversation with Andy and we will post in the group. We'll let you know, whether we should come together and buy a pallet. I think a pallet of water in Costco is about £240. So it's not a huge amount of money. But let's talk to Andy. Let's make sure that we know that we're doing the right thing, because he may turn around and go, oh my goodness, no, that just put too much pressure on me. Let's find out what we should do. All right. Let me see if we got any messages. What ship is agreeing to go to SVG, bearing in mind the speed of the ash is so far afield? So Monica, earlier on, Andy said that he's waiting for clarification to see if he can get to SVG. And if he can't get to SVG, he will dock in Barbados and he will then unload the stuff there and they will just ferry it across as they can with smaller boats, I would imagine. But I would like to be positive and say that the ash would have cleared enough in 2 weeks' time from now for him to be able to dock in St. Vincent and the Grenadines.
Yeah.
All right. Keep your messages coming in. We got another half an hour to go. This is Bacchanal Radio. We're going to take another quick break and play a song from Fireman Hooper.
Well, When you see hypocrite and haters, somebody say, this morning when I rise to pray, I thank the Lord for another day. I pray for the mass and the festival, and to see another bacchanal. So when haters see you pass, jumping up and you playing your mass. When bad men see you and I cast them spell, just show them the sign of the cross and sing. Amen. 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 When I see them coming, dust them out and run them. Dust them out and run them. Dust them out, run them. Dust them out and run them. Dust them out, run them. Dust them out and run them. Dust them out, run them. Dust them out, run them. Yeah, we are way to jam. To sweet soca and steel pan. I pray for the artists who are build them song, so rebels can unite as one. And when bad mind wants to see you fail, but by the grace of God you prevail. And stumbling black just a move out the way when you show them the sign and wave and sing. Amen. 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 When I see them coming, dust them out and run them. Dust them out and run them. Dust them out, run them. Dust them out and run them. Dust them out, run them. Dust them out and run them. Dust them out, run them. Dust them out, run them. Dangaraga, 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 just show them the sign of the cross and sing. Amen. 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 When I see them coming, dust them out and run them. Dust them out and run them. Dust them out, run them. Dust them out and run them. Dust them out, run them. Dust them out and run them. Dust them out, run them. Dust them out, run them. Morning when I rise to pray, I thank the Lord for another day. I pray for the mass and the festival, and to see another bacchanal. So when haters see you pass, jumping up and you playing your mass. When bad men see you and I cast them spell, just show them the sign of the cross and sing. Amen. 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 When I see them coming, dust them out and run them. Dust them out and
Back in our radio plays Fireman Hooper,
dust them out and run them.
and that's called Amen. I want to big up Digger D of Back in our radio. I said, Diggs, put me some tunes together, please, to save me having to search for them. And he said, yeah, no problem, no problem, no problem. Went to sleep last night, woke up in the morning, and there they were, a folder full of music. So Digger D, thank you very much indeed. Now, a lot of people are saying, yeah, they've heard it on the BBC and that. I don't want to get into this conversation about how they've covered it. I'm just saying, my point is, we must do for us what we need to do. Yeah? If they cover it, all well and good. If they don't cover it, then we must still continue. That is the mentality that we must have. No reliance upon anyone outside of our Caribbean community. Our Caribbean community must lead the way and do this first. And if they look on us and go, you know what? They've done a fairly good job, I must say. They'll probably chip in. Yeah? But we mustn't rely on that. We must do this for ourselves. The whole Caribbean. That's my point. And that is not me isolating people that are not from the Caribbean, because we've got some friends that are born in England and other places in the world that support the Caribbean in a massive way. But we must do it from within ourselves, you know, and take it further. Keep your messages coming in. We're really, really appreciating them. We're really appreciating the feedback. Hang on one second. I'm just waiting on Fugitive. His internet is down. So we're trying to get... Right, okay, cool. I think I can call him. I think I can call him. So let's try that now.
Yeah, I've just had word that his internet is down in his area.
Cool. All right. So I'm going to try and call Fugitive now and see if we can get a conversation with him. Right.
Hello.
Fugitive?
Hey, morning.
How are you, sir?
Morning.
Not too bad, not too bad.
Not too bad and not too good. Can you give us, because I know that battery and I know internet connection is very, very troublesome at the moment. So as fast as possible.
Yes, especially internet connection. It's really, really bad. There's presently a power outage in most parts of the country. Right about now, I'm saying so around midnight last night.
Okay. Give us a rundown of what is St. Vincent like at the moment from your perspective?
In a nutshell, covered in ash, overwhelmed by great sadness. We're learning. I mean, for most of us, it's quite an experience, and living the experience, that is really something else. I mean, we've heard about it. Just this morning, we're being told that, yesterday we were starting to compare, this current eruption with that of 1979, and there were indications to show that this one was even more in terms of what occurred, the occurrences. This was worse than what occurred in 1979. Now, this morning we're being told that it is nowhere in comparison to 1979. It's even more dangerous to that of 1902. And right now, according to the volcanologists, we should be looking at there's going to be more ash flow, more venting, a whole lot more venting, because we're now getting what is coming out from the magma chamber. What we experienced over the past few days was more of what was at the summit from the new dome that was created. That was about 30 million cubic meters of basically rocks. That's what we experienced over the past few days. What we're getting ready for now could lead to pyroclastic flows coming down the mountains, which is way more dangerous than what we've had so far. So we're still not out of the woods, but it is getting even more dangerous by the day. We had tremors. We had a number of banded tremors last night into this morning, thunderstorms, rain. It's crazy. It's crazy, but I think it is somewhat mixed feelings. I mean, the experience is one, but the reality of what comes with the experience is, it's really, I mean, for some, very, very heartbreaking at times. I mean, most of us were very emotional, even though we are in what was then considered as the green or the yellow zones or the safe zones, with the ash flow. There's so many people who are asthmatic, there are those with allergies, sinus problems, other respiratory problems, and it is very, very a difficult task for them right now as it relates to breathing, because one, you have to stay locked inside. That's one. But even if you try to, as much as a crack in one of the windows or the doors, even that in itself is dangerous right now. Especially, even for those without respiratory problems, it is great difficulty breathing. So imagine what it is like for persons with these type of conditions. It's not pretty right now.
Have you had access to the shelters, Fugitive?
Yes, I've actually visited the shelters ever since the night when persons were being evacuated. The day immediately after I got off work, when we actually had the first eruption. I visited. We have been assisting with taking supplies to various shelters. Up to yesterday, I did some work as well right after I got out there. you know, and it's very, very, very interesting. It is very there's a whole lot of despair across the shelters right now. You know, it's very, very, very heartbreaking. You know, it's painful at times to watch.
I can imagine. I can well imagine. Thank you very much indeed for joining us today, and please do let the people in the shelters know that there is a community working hard to try and help them as much as we can. And obviously we won't be able to do it immediately, but a lot of
right. And that is appreciated. That is, I mean, we need, going forward, we're gonna need all the help that we can get. I mean, we've had in the northeastern side of the country, further north, like Sandy Bay, there have been persons who already lost their homes. Some moves, the entire structure have collapsed. There are businesses that have already collapsed, and that is because of the heavy ash, you know, that gathered on the rooftops. You know, some were destroyed by the tremors. I mean, the sad part of all of this, there's some persons who decided to stay behind, you know, for different reasons, varying reasons. Some might be more older matriarch, some of them decided that, they experienced 1979, so it's nothing to them, they're gonna stay there. Some who thought that, they've lived their lives already, so they're prepared, you know, going forward by faith, trusting in God, that they're ready for whatever comes. There's some younger folks, however, who decided that they're gonna stay to protect property, because we've heard about some looting already that's happening. You know, and it's really tough. It's really, really tough. You know.
Fugitive, and I think I've seen somewhere. Obviously, we over here have to be careful of the information that we're seeing posted on social media, because I know there's been pictures and stuff posting of the volcano even before, you know, it got to the state that it is now, and those weren't correct.
There's a whole lot of misinformation that's going out there as well. So there are the trusted sources. Like right now, we're heavily dependent on the information that comes from the UE Seismic Research Center. I mean, they are on just about every single social media platform. So my advice would be to use that as the trusted source right now.
Okay. And is there do you know if there's been any deaths or?
We've heard rumors of one or two in the more northeastern side again of the country, but no confirmation.
Okay.
Fugitive, thank you very much indeed. God bless you.
It's a pleasure.
And
feel free to reach out. Feel free to reach out again. I'm available to provide updates whenever. Just give me an early heads up, and I'll make myself available.
Most definitely. We're going to plan another show like this in the near future. God bless you, and I hope you manage to get some rest as well amongst all the hard work that you're doing.
I will do. And thanks for reaching out. Thanks for the care. Thanks for the concerns, and thanks for the initiative of going forward with the interest of helping us.
Nice one.
In our recovery efforts. It is appreciated.
God bless you. Nice one. Thank you very much indeed. Bacchanal Radio 143, Martin J and Nally Pierre together. He was very nervous about doing this show, but he's done very well so far. We got about 16 minutes left together. I'm not sure whether or not we're going to get Madza on the line. I'm keeping my fingers crossed that we will, but if we don't, then Nally and I will finish it off for the last 10, 12 minutes. But let's play this song because it means quite a lot, especially at this time.
Hey, it's the fireman Garlin, alongside Madza. We come to rescue poor people who have to a bad start. Hey!
Poor people are crying.
When there's no one on name poor people song, it's a journey to.
Poor people are crying.
There's no one on name poor people song, it's a journey to.
Well, too long know them of the people are suffer. Too long them have feel like garbage in a gutter. Too long them sit down in them office and out and we still eat dry bread. Can't get no butter. Too long know we not see no the pay. Too long the basket and the kill children day. Too long we use them out the street hungry. Can't see no food and no money we say. Oh, na. Poor people crying.
When you say when I name poor people song, it's a turn it up.
Oh yeah. Poor people are crying.
When you say when I name poor people song, it's a turn it up.
Turn up the music. Can't afford to pay the school fee. Say we drop out of school day, yeah. No work, no day. Belly empty. Can't see a 10 or a 20. Mama don't have no food in her kitchen. Can't buy rice when don't talk about chicken. Seems like the back can't stop go bunking. Can't get no flour figure make fried dumpling. No one hears we hungry cry. No one shares for them piece of pie. And no one cares when poor people die. No one dares. Say matter can run she telling us no. Oh no. Poor people are crying.
When you say when I name poor people song, you say turn it up.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Poor people are crying.
When you say when I name poor people song, you say turn it up.
Turn up the bunch.
Hey, some people support can't buy a door. Throw them up out of a front gate. And they don't know how they paying for the hospital bill when the father go to fix up the prostate. Poor people have it real bad. And if you him dancing but you're short or get frustrated. Everything that you do for a plus, no matter what you do, it end up a minus rate. Love family for ill, can't buy a pill. Choose little one, can get eyes to chill. Can't make no money from your trade man skill. Everything you do, it just draw you to nil. Can't buy a shirt, can't buy a jeans, can't buy the rice, can't buy the beans, can't buy nothing to fix up your queen. You don't know what I mean.
What you say? Oh na 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 na. Poor people are crying.
When you say when I name poor people song, we say turn it up.
Oh na na. Poor people are crying.
When you say when I name poor people song, we say turn it up.
I don't know what it feels like, or what it seems like. Don't eat no food from morning. Don't know what it hurts like, or what it sounds like. Here in my belly they yawning. Don't know what it is like, or what it tastes like. Try to eat and next my leavings. Don't know what we live like. They don't know how I like. So no matter when I hear them preaching, when we say, yeah, oh yeah. Poor people are crying.
When you say when I name poor people song, we say turn it up.
What we say, oh yeah.
Poor
people are crying.
When you say when I name poor people song, we say turn it up.
For the poor people around the world, Vincy, Barbados, Jamaica, Trinidad and Tobago, Africa, Somalia, even in Canada.
That's right.
New York City, Miami.
The name of the song is Poor People's Song. It's Mads Up featuring Bunji Garlin. That is the remix. This is Bacchanal Radio. My name is Martin J. Good afternoon to you. It's very, very nice to have your company, although it is such a sad occasion for us to come together. But I'm glad that we've done it. I'm glad that we've been here this afternoon and spoken and, you know, giving you some information that you can use to make sure that your donations and your contributions are worthwhile. Because unfortunately, in a lot of cases, sometimes we can donate and it doesn't go to where we want it to go. And that, for me, is the reason why we wanted to do this for ourselves. Now you need to, yeah. I was going to call you by your full name, but I decided.
And you've hit the hammer on the nail there, and that's what I keep saying to people. You know, the way we are going to be doing things are going to. I'm not saying that other people who are doing similar things are doing it wrong, but you know, I just know for a fact. Sorry, are you there?
Yeah. We're here.
I'm literally getting calls and calls and calls while I'm on this, so it keeps cutting out the broadcast. But yeah, so again, you know, we're going to make sure that, you know, we've got eyes on the ground, pictures on the ground, so you guys can see where your donations are going, because to me, that's important. And I know to a lot of people who have been donating, that's also important.
All right, good stuff. Apparently, we are supposed to link with Marlon from Kestrel, who's obviously over in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and he's going to address the water issue, which for me is a quite an important one. So I'm quite keen to get to the bottom of it, because buying water over here is quite an easy thing to do, but getting it over there. I just need to know whether or not we're doing the right thing or whether we're creating a burden that is unnecessary. So, yeah, we're just waiting for Marlon to join us here on StreamYard, and then we'll get him live on there. So Nally and I will keep talking and just reiterate what we've been talking about all afternoon. You know, let's get your stuff in before Tuesday evening. Make sure that it's new, because the reason we're asking for new stuff is not to be finicky, but because used stuff will cause problems at the other end. And that is, he's here. Great stuff. Marlon, hello.
Hey, morning. How you doing?
We're good.
Morning. Good afternoon.
Thank you very much indeed for joining us at this short notice.
All right, no worries.
So this is my question. With regards to us here in the UK, us wanting to help donate and that, would it be a good idea for us to send water?
What I would say is, I would say you could send some water as well, yes, but that's going to take a while to get here. You know, it takes about 12 days roughly to get it into St. Vincent. Then we got a customs clear it. Hopefully, I reckon going forward, we're going to have concessions and everything coming in as aid. But in the meantime, here and now, thankfully, we actually have, Kestrel actually has some water in stock from Wenlock Spring that we've been able to donate to some of the people. And also, we've also had some that we've been selling at cost, which is about 35 to 40 EC dollars a case, because I don't think there's any water right now in St. Vincent in terms of spring water. If you find it, it's gold, brother. You know?
Wow.
Yeah, keep going.
What I should say as well before the next question is, we have those small ferries back and forth from Trinidad and from Barbados. So I'm thinking we might see an influx soon of water from coming out of Trinidad, whether it's purified water or whatever they have, and also some from Barbados.
Okay, well, thank you. That for me gives me a better indication of whether or not we should, you know, be sending water, because I think there's so many more things that we could send that would, you know, the water would take up the space on the ship that I think that we could send.
You know, it's heavier, of course.
Yeah. But you've given me a good answer there. Thank you very much indeed. Even if we were to send some, we won't send as much as I would have done originally, because I think that we could send some more stuff. So thank you very much indeed. Whereabouts are you at the moment?
Right now, I'm in Lomans Hill, basically on the edge of Kingstown, for those who don't know. And yeah, it's been a hell of an experience, that's for sure. You hear your grandparents. I'm sure Naldo would have heard his mama, his grandparents talking about this as well. And you know, to actually experience it, it's a whole different level, man. We had no power last night. Like, I mean, there was like an explosion probably around midnight roughly, and the power just completely went out, and you could actually hear the volcano rumbling from Lomans and from Camden Park, where Naldo's from. You could hear it. And that's crazy because we are on the other side of the island. We're practically down on the end of the island. You know what I mean? So that's the kind of power that we're dealing with here, man.
Well, how are the children coping with this? You know, this is experience in for an adult. How are the children coping with this?
Well, let me tell you about my kids first. My kids are they're a bit excited. You know, kids, they're fascinated by it. I don't even think sometimes they understand exactly the danger. What's
the danger?
That's exactly. You know, but a lot of the kids, you know, this is like a fun experience, so to speak. You know, adventure type kind of kids. My concern though are the kids in the shelters, because for them it's harder than obviously for like my kids who are home. You know, they're the ones who I'm worried about now. I know I actually came off the phone a while ago with somebody else from Canada who was trying to arrange to get stuff like wholesale stuff bought in St. Vincent, and they wanted to know if we would be able to do the distribution, because the concern is for them, for the other person that I was speaking to, is it's not just the shelters. It's the people in the communities, like the rural communities closer to the red zone and stuff, who have taken in families who have now had, I don't know, 10 people in their house instead of 2, you know, who are running out of water, who can't get proper food because obviously of what's happening here right now. So efforts are being made. It's good to see, you know, Vincy Alliance stepping up again. Yeah, Naldo always stepping up for sure. So
hang on. What did you call him?
Oh, sorry. VA, aka Vincy Alliance, and I should say Arnaldo Pair.
Arnaldo.
You know, but yeah, I mean, it's good to see everybody stepping up because I think right now it's needed. You know, it's needed big time. I mean, you know, some people like to leave it up to the government or to agencies, but nah, man, it's definitely needed right now.
Marlon, thank you very much indeed. God bless you, man. It's been a pleasure talking to you, and you've been very, very helpful.
No problem, man.
Yeah, man. I'd like to say thank you very much indeed to you.
Thanks,
drop
Marlon.
a plug with my number there, man, Naldo. So, I mean, if anybody needs, I mean, we're receiving the stuff here in St. Vincent. I personally, as well as my staff, Lester James, who's in Barley, Romano George in Edinburgh, we offload our containers ourselves. We don't hire anybody, you know, because we want to see the cargo. We want to make sure it's here. So, yeah, we'll be handling your cargo from the warehouse in the UK. And I reckon, you know, it obviously is coming straight here, straight to Kestrel again. So no third parties in between. Your cargoes are going to be accounted for. It's going to be safe. And we're going to make sure it gets where it needs to get.
Thank you very much indeed.
All right. No worries, man. Have a good one.
Nice one. Nally, at this point, with 3 minutes to go, I'm going to say thank you very much indeed to you as well. I know this is out of your comfort zone, but you've done very, very well today. God bless you and your wife, Lisa. Let's just keep working. I know we're going to stop this broadcast in 3 minutes time. You're going to go back to answering the phones. We're going to go back to building a strategy of how we can help. Let's get everything on that ship by Wednesday, by Tuesday night. Let's get everything on that ship that we need to get on there. And God bless everybody. All right. And we'll make sure that you join the group, Help SVG UK on Facebook, and we will post as much as we can. The stuff that we get from the High Commission, we will repost it and reshare it. Yeah. Let's move forward together as a united body, and let's do as much as we can. We don't know if we need to do even more because we don't know what's to come yet. But let's fight as hard as we can.
Thank you very much, Martin, and thank you again for the platform and, you know, creating that awareness. This is what we're here for. And, you know, like I said, if there's more people out there that's got connections and ways to reach out, then please do get in touch. Let's get something up. As Martin said, this is not my my speciality doing interviews, but literally I've had messages for about 4 more interviews. I've got another one today. And the only reason I'm doing these is literally just to create that awareness. These people have got massive platforms. So the more people know about it, the more, you know, the more we're going to open this up to, and the more we're going to get help. So let's just do what we can.
Thank you, Nelly. God bless you, everybody. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Those of you that need to recharge and come again tomorrow like me, do that. Stand by. Vinny Ranks is up next at 2 o'clock. All right. God bless you.
St. Vincent, my homeland. You gave me no mansion, no gold, no diamond, yet I love you a million.
Marsha, thank you very much indeed, darling.
For the things that you have to offer is more than my heart's desire. Lovely beach, tropical breeze, always there within my reach. I love you, St. Vincent, me sweet little island, St. Vincent. I love you, St. Vincent, home of the blessed St. Vincent. St. Vincent, Saint Vincent, I love you. Can look at the sunrise, can look at the sunset. Sweet Mother Nature, such beauty, such splendor. Can live my life without fear. Freedom to go anywhere. You got love and you got peace. From La Sofre to the Grenadines, I love you, Saint Vincent. Me sweet little island, Saint Vincent. I love you, Saint Vincent. Home of the blessed Saint Vincent.
You're listening to Bacchanal Radio.